So LeMahieu will get things started, and Wheeler's first pitch of the night is a fastball off the plate for ball one, and we're underway. They're leading the American League.
Cody Bellinger finally relinquishing that lead, the batting average lead.
Alonso chases this foul pop, and it sails out of play. A ball and a strike to LeMahieu.
Well, LeMahieu is one of the porch.
And Wheeler catches the outside corner with a slider, and it's $1 million contract after some injuries plagued him last year in Colorado. And he has performed at a level that nobody, I think, could have predicted.
Well, I think when you in the winter, when you have all these people.
Then Aaron Hicks against Wheeler, who's ahead 1-2, and LeMahieu strikes out for the first out of the night. And first pitch slider on the corner, 0-1.
Wheeler's got a nice
piece for him in his successes his last two times out. Judge pounds one under the ground foul, and it's 0-2. Less than 100 at bats midway through the season. Got two of the hardest throwing starting pitchers in baseball tonight. In the game. 2-2 to Judge, and he just missed the corner. 3-2.
Oh, is that because?
And there's ball four, and so Judge is on with a one-out walk. Now, certainly Wheeler felt he should. Getting just 217 and just 195 as a left-hand batter, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Even the case with Judge and with Hicks. Change up off the plate, and it's 1-1. With Judge at first and one out. And there's another change up, and it's 1-2.
Oh, good choice. Back-to-back change.
So he couldn't get deeper. And Hicks fouls away the fastball.
You know, Gary, I listened to Mickey Callaway talk about his inability, Zach, to put hitters away, and some of the other starters also.
By the Yankees in England. Because there was lots of foul territory there. Might have gotten a few more outs along the way.
Put on some white shoes.
Speed. 2-2 coming, and he struck him out with a changeup. So Wheeler with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning from their respective records.
Well, let me just say, Minnesota's not too happy. I think they have two all-stars.
Different uniform. Sanchez after a very rough season last year. And Wheeler tries to crowd him and misses. 2-1. Wheeler already 20 pitches deep into this first inning. Fastball foul back. 2-2. Two coming. Fouls that change up straight down. Is emblematic of a season that has seen home runs fly out of ballparks. And he hits it sharply. One hopper for Rosario, and he gets the force to end the inning. So Wheeler works around a walk. Mets come to bat against Jim. Ongoing concern for him. McNeil leads off, takes the first pitch inside for ball one. Left-hand hitter in the league.
good knowledge of the strike zone, a strength.
On Paxton early in his start against them at Yankee Stadium 3 weeks ago. First two guys got on, and then Pete Alonso hit it lately. Pops this one foul. Long run for LeMahieu. He won't get there. Said I'd rather have them be surprised when they announce it on TV, and so they were.
Wow.
It's in the first. And McNeil rolls over one foul.
He just stays in at bats, and
he takes it high and runs the count full. In 2002. 3-2 coming, And he slaps one to the left side. Tough play, Gregorius on the move. And off the bag is Encarnacion. And McNeil's got an infield hit. With the fourth Met rookie overall, the other three were pitchers. And they're the three you'd expect. Seaver, Kuzman, Gooden. And now Alonso, the fourth Met. Take advantage of shifts in a way that most hitters are not. So that even though he hits the ball to the right side on the ground, a majority.
Guys, I spoke to McNeil before.
And it's more of an inside out for him. It's an easy thing to do.
Popped up, shallow right, long run for Judge in toward the line. And he gets there to make the catch to retire Alonso for the first down.
Well, let me clarify that statement I just made. It's not easy. But for McNeil.
Else can, because he has the ability to change on the fly. He takes off, gets a nice jump. Sanchez, though, with a good throw, and he throws him out. Gary Sanchez has a fantastic arm, and he showed it off there to gun down McNeil.
To tag him.
So 2 out and nobody on. And J.D. Davis takes a fastball up and in, 1-1. J.D. 3. Davis fouls off the curveball, 1-2.
It's all about what they call it, pop time. Look at him throw well, come right over the top and give a nice BB, a nice dart to the middle infielder.
Lazy fly ball to right, and Judge is there to grab it, and the Mets are done in the bottom of the first. No score after 1.
Yeah.
Didi Gregorius leading off in the second. Oh, from Tommy John surgery last October. So he's had just 69 at bats this year. One two to Gregorius, Edwin Encarnacion on deck, and then Gleyber Torres for the Yankees.
Bullpen issues that the Mets have had this year. But they got rid of Porcello in the first inning after 33 pitches or 37 pitches. So that's what the Yankees do.
Another foul ball. Number of foul balls hit against him. That's pulled into right center. A base hit for Gregorius. Hustling over is McNeil to cut it off, and he holds him to a single. Nicely done by McNeil. And Gregorius has the Yankees' first hit.
Many foul balls.
There's Encarnacion, who has struggled since joining the Yankees. 11 games, just 6 in career. And slider out of the strike zone, 1-1.
You know, it's very interesting. Keith mentioned that.
Go to left-hand hitters because of their ballpark. This is very unusual.
Slider misses 2-2. You're right, Keith. This is so historically. Voit just went on the injured list today.
Okay, so you see that 2-2 pitch. That's what we're talking about.
Roughed up, and David said he liked his curveball. And he said he called it separation as far as velocity. That, you know, you can throw that, get me over.
Dave Island was preaching before he lost his job. He wanted all of these guys, Syndergaard and DeGrom and Wheeler, all to throw their curveball more.
Well,
Encarnacion. And he pulls one through the hole for a base hit. So the Yankees with back-to-back base hits to start the second.
Well, just looking at Encarnacion, I haven't seen him in so long.
First and second and nobody out, and Torres gets a breaking ball and hits it right over the bag. That'll bring in the first run of the game. Gregorius is in. The throw will go to second. Now Torres getting back to first. Cano reached to make a tag, and Torres had already scrambled back toward first base. So it's an RBI. And now Brett Gardner hitting 8th in the order. And Gardner takes a slider for ball 1. First run of the game brought to Torres at first with nobody out. Gardner 4 for 6 in his career against Wheeler. And he takes the changeup away, and it's 2-0. Slap down to third. The runner's going to hold at third. They get the out at second, and that's all. Boy, Encarnacion fortunate that the Mets didn't turn a double play there because of Frazier holding Encarnacion to guard against the squeeze play, and Paxton fouls it off. Paxton 0 for 9 in his career, is one branch out. Play on you or score a run.
Anywhere but to the third baseman.
Up the line, a beautiful bunt by Paxton. Now breaking for the plate, Encarnacion, and he scores. Some great base running by Encarnacion. First.
I look at it this way. Paxton gets down low to put this bunt down, but the play is in front of Ramos.
All you have to do is look him back and get him on his heels a little bit. Mayhew spins out of the way, and it's 1-1. And Mayhew gets tied up, and it's 1-2. 1-2. Taken high, 2-2 to LeMahieu. Slider off the plate, the full count. LeMahieu struck. 3-2 coming. And LeMahieu strikes out on the fastball to end the inning. Third strikeout for Wheeler, but the Yankees hits, including a home run, and the Mets comeback victory on Sunday. And he takes a fastball strike from Paxton. Frazier's 4 starts as a 7.15 ERA. That includes his start against the Mets. Last on the forearm.
He's a Canadian, and what a day to pitch. Happy Canada Day.
Open right side of the infield. Frazier rolls one through. I've seen Todd do that more than once this year, and the Mets have their second hit.
Did you see the reaction of Paxton?
Trying to fight his way out of the doldrums, and Paxton didn't get the call in the corner, and his ball one. Getting hit a couple of times this year. And he flares that one behind third, and it lands just foul. 1-1 to Cano, and he lays off the cutter, and it's 2-1. Bobby hitting just 180. Slot the other way and past LeMahieu and into left field. And so the Mets have the first 2 men on in the second. Looking more and more like the Robinson Cano we saw in spring training, using that side of the field.
Well, a lot of time.
What he wants right now is a ground ball from Ramos. And Wilson pops one a mile high instead. Infield fly rule will be called. Torres checking to see if Ramos is running before he catches the ball. Not that it matters. Ramos is out anyway.
Right.
Curveball sits inside, ball 1.
I know, Keith, this really never happened.
I was young. I was just, it didn't bother me. I just wanted to be in the lineup.
Right, but if you're an established player the way Conforto is,
it was going bad. You got to mix it up and change things a little bit and see what you can find to have the right formula.
Paxton keeping it inside. It's 3-1. Scoring runs has not really been the Mets, the offense. And that catches the top of the strike zone. That's 3-2. Not running. And Conforto pulls one. And nice stop by Torres. A great play to get the force, and they turn the double play. That's a big time wow. Ball appeared to be going into right field. Torres makes a spectacular stop, an even better throw, and the first time up. And he takes it on the corner for a strike. In the second, 3 straight singles and then a squeeze bunt with the Mets messed up. A ball and a strike to Judge.
The third pitch to Judge, ready to go.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
That's why I pointed it out.
I mean, there was a time a couple of years ago didn't last long.
I don't think it's the problem. I just think it's all the 3-2 counts. 3 pitchers in an inning come in relief.
Slowly hit. Rosario in, throwing on the run to get Judge one away. Well, Let's go back to that play Gleyber Torres made, because he's on target as he did with his foot slipping out from under him as he made the throw. And that's an incredibly athletic feat on his part.
Yes, it is.
Think about him in the same infield as Javi Baez.
That's right. There was.
So they basically got Torres for nothing.
Or whatever Chapman made.
Right. Come out with a changeup his first time up. And he does it again. Fourth strikeout for Wheeler after year after year. Here's Sanchez. And he takes a strike, 0-1. Got some home runs. At some point, it's got to revert. And
for the Yankees, boy, it's tough to make a living.
An easier inning after 51 pitches in the first two. And Sanchez chases the curveball. There's the curve you were talking about. 5 strikeouts for Wheeler through the. Whose house?
Cannot stand. A house divided cannot stand. Ron.
Not a civil war. Rosario 3 for 7 in his last 2 games. Flies 1 foul, and it's 0-2. Tonight's high-speed pitch comes from RPM Raceway. No light from the left, 1 from the right. Curveball at the feet of Rosario. 1-2. Zach Wheeler and his 314.
Hard to see that.
Curveball hit the other way. A base hit for Rosario. So the Mets have a leadoff hit against Paxton for the 3rd straight inning.
Hanging breaking ball up and away, and Rosario going to the opposite field. He's been doing that all year, hitting the ball pretty much.
Playing very far in at 3rd. Let's see if he is bunting. He pops up the bunt. And Sanchez has an easy play. 1 out.
I mean, doesn't that.
10 steals on the year. McNeil fouls back the fastball. 0-1. McNeil hits a double play ball. Torres gets the out at second. Gregorius to first. Not in time. McNeil beats the wrap to keep the inning going. Up. Swings through the fastball from Paxton. 0-1.
To me, that's a big.
Tries to backdoor the curveball, misses. 1-1. There's the cutter, and he gets ahead on Alonso with it. 1-2.
Boy, Pete
ever in a minor league home run derby. Said his cousin was. 2-2 coming, and he tied him up. Did he go? He did not. McNeil gets set to run. 3-2 coming to Alonso, and he walked him. 3-2 cutter from Paxton. That's his first walk of the night, and the Mets have tat. There's JD, who flied out to right his first time, and he takes a fastball strike. And Davis takes the fastball inside. Paxton left British Columbia to play college baseball.
Sorry, Scott.
Here's the 1-1. That's fouled away. 1-2. Well, first round draft pick, you figure draft him after his junior year in college, he's going to sign, right?
Yes.
But and he runs that fastball inside, clearly trying to keep it in on JD Davis. And JD goes down on a high fastball. Paxton has his first strikeout of the night, and it gets him out of trouble in the 3rd. D.D. Gregorius leads off the 4th. He's from the Netherlands, and he takes a strike. 0-1.
I've never been. Steve?
No, I've not been.
The pop up shallow center. Out goes Rosario to get it. 1 out. New York Mets baseball is brought to you by RPM Raceway. No lights in with some very aggressive base running. Or maybe I should say opportunistic base running.
The same discussion with Edwin.
It's not his game. But he not only went first to third on a base hit to left, but he was able to score on a bunt. He was a guy when he first came up. He had 15 home runs a year. Covered their power.
Bautista.
Donaldson.
Well, I think the DH helps.
I have information passed along by Dave Freed.
Okay.
Tallest building, not even a contender. 3-2. Encarnacion chases. Wheeler gets a strikeout with the changeup. He's got 6 for the night. Nobody on. Now Torres, who drove in the first Yankee run with a base hit and saved James Paxton's bacon by making as good a defense. Bangs that one off his leg. 1952.
Getting past or tied.
And the curveball hooked to shortstop. Maybe he does need to throw more of those curves.
Yes.
6-3 put out. Wheeler's retired 9.
And it's made a world of difference for him this year.
Steve, you getting much sleep? How's the baby?
Baby's great. Sleep is.
Well, good luck.
Did he say that out loud? I mean,
Tomorrow you're going to have a shot.
Kudos to Julie. Frazier fouls one back and it's 1-2. Well, they had the right side of the infield open for Frazier first time up. This time they moved in.
Speed. Well, I like Paxton's
game out of the stretch. 2-2 to Frazier, and he runs that cutter inside, and it's a full count. Ready for Paxton. And Frazier breaks his bat as he grounds it to LeMahieu. And so for the first time, Paxton gets the leadoff hitter out. 30th in San Francisco.
wow.
So that's why they felt comfortable in moving bullpen.
Definitely been done before.
Cano lifts one to right field. Judge easing back, has room, and puts it away. 2 out. So the Mets, with the calendar having
that, you're going to know where you are a lot earlier if you're Brody.
Well, also this year, July 31st is a hard. Ramos popped up his first time up, and he fouls one down the line out of play. And interestingly, with the move of Max to the bullpen, it means that Zach Wheeler gets an extra start before the All-Star break. Commodities for the Mets. They also have guys like Todd Frazier and Jason Vargas, who are things will be thought about. There's Max down in the bullpen. It's an unfamiliar spot for him.
Well, once you and try to help myself at the same time. Find it.
There's the fastest
The stretch.
3-2. And Ramos drives one out to right center, and there is Judge to pick it off, and that retires the side. Mets go 1-2-3 in the 4th. After 4, Yankees 2, Mets nothing. News from abroad. Brett Gardner bluffs a bunt and takes a strike as we start the 5th inning.
I wonder if some.
I mean, there is something instructive as we've gone through this frenzied week of NBA free.
They're at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Baseball, I think, revels in the fact that their free agency takes place over. It's given up only 3 hits tonight. But 3 of them. All 3 came consecutively in the 2nd inning.
Maybe post.
And he laces one into center for a base hit. So he's able to spit on the curveball, get a fastball to hit, and he's got the 4th Yankees hit of the day. Not only got the runner over, but got Encarnacion in after Ramos paid him no mind. The RBI for Paxton, the first. having a first overall draft pick? You're right. When they got to Petco Park, it got a little dicey. And Paxton gets another bunt down. 1-4 on the sacrifice. So Paxton with 2 sacrifice bunts tonight. He's got a hint of a smile. Mayhew swings over the changeup. 0-1.
A look back to his Rocky days.
Slowly hit. Wheeler off the mound and makes the play on LeMahieu for the second out as Gardner takes third. Well, LeMahieu struck Hicks out each of his first 2 at bats. Goes right at Judge. 0-1. '23rd year of interleague play, and there have been very few too. Curveball fouled off.
That's in the strike zone with Judge.
Here's the 0-2, and the curveball fouled off, so he threw him back-to-back curves. With a high pitch count in the middle of the game. And he bounces that one to Judge, and Ramos able to get the chest protector. 1-2 coming. Judge fouls it off.
Time up.
And he struck him out with the curveball. So he went back to it. He wasn't afraid to bounce it. And Michael Conforto takes a strike, 0-1. Conforto came up with a double play. That's been the closest the Mets have come to scoring. Curveball misses a ball and a strike. Ahmed Rosario on deck, though you would expect that Zach would get another inning.
I'll tell you one thing, Paxton, he throws right-handers inside, but he
just to move the ball around a lot makes the hitters, it makes it impossible for them to lock in.
We can
do it.
Conforto strikes out, and that's how the bottom of the 5th begins. Just unlucky. They have had so many of their players pass away before their time, and Tyler Skaggs was promising.
It just takes us back to just an awful time when us 3 were in Miami and Jose Fernandez, and all I can think of.
Well, our best to his family, his wife. He just got married this past year, and a healthy athlete. It strikes even harder. Takes the cutter off the plate. 1-2. Rosario was behind in the count. And Rosario pulls that one through the hole, and he's got his second hit of the night. So a 1-out single for Rosario. He's 2 for 2, and the Mets have 5 hits now against Paxton.
1 strike to swing.
Popped up his bunt the first time up, and he's ready to swing this time. Zach is LeMahieu still in close at third, and this time Zach showing bunt and pops it up again, and Sanchez will catch it again. Same result as the first at bat for Zach. And he grounds that one toward the hole. That goes through for a base hit. Rosario will stop at second against the arm of Judge. No sense taking chances with 2 outs and Alonso coming up. So McNeil. So now Alonso with the tying runs on base. And he takes a first pitch curveball that just missed for ball 1. Petro will walk.
Got to play the game.
Another curve. This one bends in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Pete was a little mad at himself.
1-1, and Pete pops it up in foul ground. Sanchez watches it sail out of play. 1-2. One-two coming. Struck him out. Went right back to the curveball and had Pete lunging. Third strikeout for Paxton. 2 in that.
And that middle finger is what makes the break.
Aaron Hicks leads off in the 6th inning and takes a slider inside. To Hicks. Gary Sanchez and Deed about to throw his 99th pitch of the night. If you missed it earlier, the Mets made major changes in their bullpen. They activated Jay Reese until the All-Star break and maybe beyond. There's a strike, 3-1. Brooks Pounders and Chris Fleck. 3-1 coming, and Hicks rockets one to center field. Conforto back near the wall, and it's beyond his reach and bouncing away. Over comes McNeil to help out, and that'll force Hicks to stop at second. Well, Conforto never had a chance to catch that, but McNeil streaking over from right. Nobody out. Gary Sanchez coming up. Sanchez 0 for 2, and he dribbles one off his foot, a foul ball. In which they've allowed 7 runs in each game. Who's Hot brought to you by Mazda. Feel alive. Grounded down to third. Runner will have to hold. As Frazier throws out Sanchez for the first out. So 1 out, and Hicks still at. He has Gregorius chasing one low and away. 0-1. Gregorius slams one deep center field. Conforto back near the wall to make the catch. Hicks tags and goes to third. Gregorius making a bid for a 2-run homer and coming up just shy, and that's the second out.
Well, the first time the Yankees haven't done something, little things.
He leaves that slider up. Ball 1.
Oh, lucky that hit the runner. Oh, he did catch it.
1-1 to Encarnacion, and a check swing roller past the mound. Alonso will field, and Wheeler gets over to cover, and that retires the side. So Wheeler works around to lead off double. He gets through 6 innings. J.D. Davis leads off the 6th against Paxton and takes up and away for ball 1. J.D. is flied out and struck out 0 for 2. Frazier. Paxton has walked 1, struck out only 3. But he has had some fine defense play behind him. He got a key strike out of Alonso in the last inning. And J.D. takes one in the corner for a strike, 2-1. Now below the knees, 3-1.
He had one good start right when he came up.
And Davis hits it well out to right center. Back goes Hicks, looks up, and it's out of here. J.D. Davis gets the Mets on the board with his 9th home run of the season. So that cuts the Yankees lead in half, and now Todd Frazier takes a fastball for a strike. All the way to the backstop, and it's 1-1.
Well, J.D. like
Frazier's 1 for 2 tonight, and a base hit to right field in the 2nd. And that fastball runs inside, 2-1. Base hits his first 3 times up. And Frazier pops one up. That'll come back foul out of play, 2-2. 2-2. And the curveball, he throws his bat at it, flies it out to left center, and Gardner comes over to get it. How many times over the course of a season does Todd Frazier wind up throwing his bat at the baseball.
He gets
back in the days when teams played hit and run and teams would try and counteract it by pitching out.
That's right.
Foley was a hit and run. Cano lines one back up the middle. That's a base hit. And it's so hard. It beat both Paxton and Gregorius to the spot. And that's the 4th straight multiple hit game for Robinson Cano.
only starting to.
So the tying run at first with 1 out, and now Ramos, and Wilson fouls it back.
Well, here's the top of
They're coming off the injured list. And the fastball inside to Ramos, 1-1. Wilson has popped up and flied out. Paxton up to 95 pitches on the night. And Ramos lays off the curveball, 2-1.
starting to fall behind the count a lot, Ron.
On his last time out. And that one inside is 3-1. So he fell behind Davis. And that's outside, ball 4. I think.
He didn't call it a strike.
Yeah, that's ball 4. Ramos didn't notice the second and 1 out. And Michael gets a fastball and misses, ball 1. There's a strike, 1-1. And Michael badly misses that one, 1-2. He lays off, 2-2.
It's a lot.
And Conforto grounds 1, might be 2. Torres to Gregorius and back to first. Got him. Side retired. 4-6-3 double play. Back on the mound to start the 7th inning at 109 pitches. I cannot remember a Met starting pitcher starting an inning.
Maybe since the last time Cetus Trumbo was behind the plate and Santana was pitching.
Two balls and a strike to Torres. The Mets have Justin Wilson. And he's behind on Torres, 3-1. And that's a strike on the corner, 3-2. Zach has walked only. 3-2 coming to Torres. And he carves one foul.
I mean, nothing I like better than
trying to wring everything out of his arm tonight. And he strikes him out. Went away with a slider on 3. Just off the injured list today. Comes in to face Brett Gardner in the 7th with 1 out. And misses high with his first fastball.
Well, great effort.
April 19th, pitched once on May 6th and not since. So after nearly 2 months on the side, Max in the bullpen as well. And fastball in for a strike to Gardner, 1-2. The Mets bullpen in June, Urshela on deck to pinch hit. And just off the corner with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
And what did Mazza do wrong?
His 4 innings. And that just missed. Cutter from Wilson. 3 in his career against Wilson.
Something away, that's for sure. There you go.
Join us for Seinfeld night at Citi Field Friday.
Gonna get his take on the season.
Gardner pulls one down to Alonso and he'll take it himself. So Wilson facing his first batter. He has become a hitter this year, although he's cooled down recently, and he takes a strike. And he bloops one to right field. Caught. Cano able to track it down before he could find the grass. And Wilson, with a successful return, retires the 2 batters to face him in the 7th. Tommy Kahnle on for the Yankees. Ahmed Rosario leads off and takes a slider inside for ball 1.
It's another right-hander who throws awfully hard.
Good changeup as well, and he gets the slider in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Hits in 6 innings, but only 1 run. And Rosario with a check swing foul, and it's 1-2. One-two coming, and Rosario goes down swinging on the changeup. And Canely has a strikeout to start his night. Nonetheless, they've been awfully good. Here's Dom Smith to pinch hit, and that one got the foot of the home plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom. Dom takes the changeup low and in, 2-0. 3 in Philly, and then 1 on Saturday. And Canely falls behind him 3-0. Jeff McNeil and 2 on double plays, and a lot of runners. 3-1 to Dom. Start to the left of center. Now you can watch the Picks games on the go. Just log on to Pix11.com or 3-2 from Canely. And Smith rockets one to right, but right at Judge, and that's the second out.
Another good at bat by Dominic
Against Canely. Starts him with a fastball for ball 1.
They also give him all. Yeah, recently he had a double there.
Mainly, though, your right center field gap is where he likes to pop it. But to me,
too high, and it's 2-1. Well, this is the spray chart on his last 100.
Though, which will play into the shift, I guess. No, I was wrong.
Tried to take it to left, but he fouled it off, and it's 2-2. 2 out and nobody on. 2-2 to McNeil. And he rolls over that one. Encarnacion with a nice backhand play, and that retires the side. So Canely comes in and works a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th. On to the Yankees as we start the 8th. Seth Lugo on to pitch for the Mets. And his first curveball is in for a strike to DJ LeMahieu.
Yes, 3 home runs given up in those last 3 appearances.
The last one particularly damaging against the Braves. Gave up back-to-back home runs to Nick Marquez. Top of the Yankee batting order in the 8th. LeMahieu's 0 for 3 today. And he lays off the slider, and it's 2-1. Aaron Judge. And a ground ball for Rosario to handle. And LeMahieu retired. A rare 0 for 4 for him. 1 out of the 8th. Judge goes after a first pitch slider. 0-1. Well, with Familia back and the intent, the way he was intended to be, that moves Lugo into something of a more subsidiary role in that bullpen. Getting Justin Wilson back certainly helps as well.
Well, if you ask Lugo only to get you 3 outs, and
2-1 to Judge. And he runs one inside, 3-1. Yankees box score brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. They lead 2-1 in the 8th. And Judge cracks one out to center, but Conforto is there to make the catch. 2 out. So Lugo has set down the first 2.
Always in the game.
If the Mets find their way back in this game and are able to win, that will turn out to be something. And Hicks takes it low and away, a ball and a strike. So Adam Ottavino up in the Mets bullpen. Both back from the injured list today. And the curveball did not get the call, and it's 2-1. And Hicks lays off the changeup, and it's 3-1. Left-hand batter. And he takes that one wide for ball 4. So a 3-1 changeup. Remember that Wheeler sent him out for better than 2 months. And Lugo finds the outside corner to Sanchez, 0-1. About their beleaguered bullpen. Curveball grounded down to third, and Frazier goes the short way, gets the force, and that retires the side. So Lugo, after a stretch of 3 bad outs,
have been scoreless. He had a streak 17 1/3 scoreless in the middle of this year.
have to be patient with him. He will walk people. And Ottavino quickly falls behind him 2-0. And Alonso swinging, grounds one down to third. And LeMahieu makes the running throw, and it can't be handled. A one-hop pick for Encarnacion, but he came up empty, and Alonso is aboard, responsible for the only Met run, a home run in the 6th. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
Well, the old backhand scoop.
He swings over the slider, and it's 0-2.
Well, we showed you all the little things that
Zach Britton is up in the Yankee pen. And the slider misses inside. 1-2. 1-2 to Davis. Well outside. 2-2. Two coming. And Davis takes a slider inside. It's 3-2.
Ottavino doesn't have a feel for that.
And JD hits one out to center. Hicks was playing toward right center. He can't get there. Alonso breaks for third. He's going to be waved home. Alonso scores and the Mets tie the game. JD Davis with a run-scoring double. And slider misses inside. Ball 1. The best slider he's thrown. It's 1-1. To right field tonight. He takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-2. 2. And Frazier goes down swinging on the slider, and that's the first out of the inning. Scoring position. And the fastball away now. Hicks is as far over, if not further over, and right.
Either it's just I don't understand. I mean, we can get a look at
1-1 to Ramos, and he lines one to left field. Gardner coming on, it drops for a base hit. Lagares had to hold up. He goes to third and stops there. Ramos with a base hit to load the bases with 1 out. And he drives one out to left field. Gardner goes back. It's beyond him and hops against the wall. 2 runs will score. Ramos to third. Conforto in at second with a 2-run double. And the Mets have taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning again. It's 4-2 New York. And Ahmed grounds one slowly. The runners have to hold. And Gregorius throws him out 2 away. So Conforto at second and 2 out. And he takes a first pitch sinker for ball 1. Echeverria, the 8th man. And Conforto's 2-run double putting the Mets in front. Echeverria chasing the sinker, and it's 1-1. Echeverria grounds one down to LeMahieu. And that retires the side, but for the 2nd straight game, the 8th inning is productive. 3 hit one to the fence in right center. That was caught his last time up, and takes a fastball for a strike from Diaz. Phil Regan's been working on him on a more direct path to home plate.
Oh, another one hit the umpire.
oh my goodness.
Another one.
1-1 to Gregorius, and he goes after a slider and misses, and it's 1-2. 1-2 coming off the outside corner. 2-2.
And with you, Gary.
Looking to a higher power. Gregorius carves one foul. Our next picks telecast is Sunday when the Mets meet the Phillies. Coverage begins at 12:30. 2-2 coming. Slider pulled foul. Kind of groove after A bobble that lasted a month. Rolled over to the right side. Alonso is on it. Diaz covering, and he can't hang on. And Gregorius is safe. Diaz was a little slow getting off the mound, and then couldn't handle Alonso's throw of Edwin Encarnacion. And he pops one foul, 0-1. They're going to score that a base hit for Gregorius, which I think is proper.
Yeah.
Looked like he was going to beat the play. Dashing home on a bunt by Paxton. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-2. 0 for 3 in his career against Diaz. Just off the corner with the fastball. 1-2.
I like
1-2. Lays off. 2-2. Struck him out. One man. And turned the defensive play of the night. And he takes the fastball away for ball 1. And Torres with a half swing. It's in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Now the 1-1. And he chases the slider. And Diaz ahead 1-2. First with 1 out. 1-2 to Torres. Fly ball, center field. Lagares is right there waiting for it. 2 out. So after the infield hit, Diaz. And he takes outside ball 1. Alonso now playing behind Gregorius at first. The inning going. And Gardner takes a slider out of the strike zone. It's 2-0. Diaz behind on Gardner. 2-0. There goes Gregorius. The throw to second base by Ramos, and he's safe. Oh, wow. In a situation where it is defensive indifference, the Mets were not indifferent. And they almost threw out Gregorius to a 20th pitch of the inning for Diaz. And he misses badly with that slider, and now it's 3-1. And Gardner takes a strike, and now the Yankees are down to their final strike. 3-2. Pulled down the line, foul. Again, the 3-2. Poked foul. Gardner with the emergency home runs this year. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming from Diaz. Fouled it back, another high fastball. Pitch number 9 from Diaz to Gardner. Swing and a foul tip. It's held. Strike 3.